Test, test microphone.
Oh, she does the morning ops. You're welcome to join. I'm like, well, I don't want to. Great, but I mean, that's fine. But let's see how the hearing goes. Okay. Jones Puerta León Tejeda Hoover. Okay. Yeah, we got it there. Yeah, Verizon's already here too. Yep. Yeah. And seems active, sound check, sign-ins are on. Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, text me if something, if you see something or hear something, but I'm just gonna introduce all of these and the applicant is to speak. It's gonna be a basic rundown. We applied for this, we reviewed the findings, recommend whatever has presented, the applicant's here, go ahead, deliver your vote. So. Yeah, I got that on the. Oh, there you
Hi, hello.
go. Excellent. All right, well, thanks, Nancy. We'll see how it goes. Talk to her. Oh my gosh, fine, Harmon.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you're at like 5, but we're shuffling around a little bit,
It's
so.
because it doesn't see the numbers back here. I was like, wait.
Fun to meet you.
Yes, when you said finally, I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been on Zoom, and yeah.
Yeah, and now Nancy's gonna be on top. You guys
Yeah.
switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, switching up a little bit, but yeah, we'll have spots. I need to order you a position 5. Oh.
Is this one? Sees my name, right?
Yeah, that's yours there. Commissioner Cooper.
Because on
will
here
run
it says
the-
3. It confused me a little bit.
Yeah, it's confusing me too, but it's have everyone kind of concentrated, so. Should be good. Any questions before we start? I still need to do an orientation with you, but
Oh, yeah,
we've got extremely busy, but just give you a little rundown of what we do and.
yeah, like training for like,
Yeah.
the Robert rules and stuff like that. I think that's what Nancy had mentioned that, like, you guys do trainings for that?
I don't know if we have formal trainings, but we're happy to
Say
train.
like.
Yeah, so what I would do is just give you kind of a rundown. State of Oregon has like a planning commissioner manual that's like 46 pages. I'm not gonna be like, oh, here, read this before the meeting. So I wanted to distill that in.
I'll look it up though.
Yeah.
I was just looking up like Robert rules. I think that's what they had recommended me
Mhm.
last time. Let's see.
And I'll help if there's any trip ups tonight too, I'll help.
Oh, thank you. I know, I told Nancy, I was like, oh, I'm nervous because you're not gonna be.
When I did Parks Commission, when I ran Parks Commission in the city of Pasco, it's like. I
Yeah,
basically just ran the meeting for him. I trained the guy enough, but.
yeah,
No, it's fine.
okay.
It'll be all good. Or just we'd be facing that way, so. Please bear in mind.
How are you?
Good. Okay, so we have to walk through some of this.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
um. Nancy said last one is legislative, so.
Yeah.
Why don't you,
So, yeah, we have. We have the scripts here.
yeah, Kelly's not here, so I'm vice chair, so. I have to fill in and I haven't filled
I
it
see.
before.
So that's for the last one, legislative.
Okay,
So read that before the beginning of the hearing.
okay,
And then, yeah, quasi judicial.
and I read that before each one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll introduce based on the agenda.
Okay.
And go from there.
Okay.
Give just a brief summary. We do have applicants here, so they can
Awesome.
summarize their thing.
I've listened to it enough, I think I should
Yeah.
be fine, but.
No, it'll be great.
Cool, thank you.
You bet.
That was not. Related to this either.
How are you? Oh, good.
Do you have a packet? Oh, no, you've got it on a computer, so.
Yeah.
That will be pretty much mode. We adapt. I can certainly get you a packet.
I don't, so I don't have a lot.
Okay, so I might have a laptop for you, but I don't have a laptop.
Okay,
But yeah. I'll make a note to connect you with that.
okay, thank you.
Also.
Ah.
Please, your vice chair.
Yeah. Or it was. So. Yeah, I know, that's why it's like, oh, this is a. But. Yeah, it's not, it was. She said she's nice, really sophisticated. A lot of people are getting help, that's it. Yeah, that's right, well, it's been.
Quite honest, I was sick for a week.
Oh, yeah.
And that's that, like 2 days before that, I was like, I just got sick. And then I got sick. Yeah.
I remember when we were, I think, like, started. I mean, you were technically off, but like,
Yeah.
whatever happened, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
And then you took, so.
So is the
Same. It's the same. You know, I saw Lionel, who's on, started telling us, I'm like, thank you. For my money. He was like, it wasn't me. Well, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have a present? Yeah, Jerry did that. It's okay, I just wanted to. He was, as principal.
Oh, yeah.
So the last year, so community development.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the only one, oh, I didn't see there is. And then there's still. Positions open. That was. Yeah, now there is that positions open, yes, there's still 2 positions. No, there'll be one. Last, and how's there, one other. Yeah, so there's one more position.
Okay, I agree, since we submitted in November, we might, but. It's, we'll hang with it. No, yes,
What is this for?
She got sick, so she's
No, no.
promoting in,
Or where do you,
texting me out and stuff, I'm forgetting.
like, you know how there's normally like a
that's
little.
hard.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's one, so.
I mean, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, this man is the chair, so maybe,
Oh, you're right.
maybe it's like a. Looks like we have new mics.
Yeah. They work pretty well.
So
Some of
we
them
just-
kind of were hit or miss, but
Can we just leave them on now?
I think we might have to turn,
Mine was on, so I turned it off, but
yeah.
it looks like those 3 are still old ones, so
What do you mean by on? Just like,
the
How
green
it's-
means on,
oh, okay.
so,
It's red.
yeah.
Yeah, it's mute, so.
Yeah.
I guess that one's a mute. Oh, well.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Gotta start the online stream, so. Especially while we're waiting for the other commissioners.
Okay.
And I talked to Carol, she said she was coming, so that was like a half hour ago.
Yeah, and Yesenia is gonna be a little bit late, but.
Yeah,
Which agency?
I work for Bright Coat. It's right next to Reduce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And-
Almost a whole year
Oh,
in May. Thank you. You like it? Oh, yeah, yeah. I do. It's something I had always wanted to do, so.
I'm sorry, my, like I said, my reminder was for last Tuesday. Huh? Jim, come in on one. I don't know.
No, you're not.
Hang on. Oh, our names are not. Oh, yes, I am. Okay, I'm good. My name is just another. That says I was all weirded out by that. How are you today?
We're gonna start 6:30 or?
Wait until the forum.
Oh, okay.
The packet, Diane, how are you? No packets today?
Thank you guys for your patience. Yeah.
You can have mine. It's got some notes on it. No, it's all good.
My reminders.
Yeah, I think we need to put it up for Tuesday.
I know
Yeah,
that.
it's one of those 5 Tuesday months.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. Thank you.
You don't mind if I take these? So I can read them or? No.
No, those are yours.
Okay,
I can pull it up on my computer
Okay, I'm just
and
getting.
Marcel's get.
Because I literally got here and forgot my computer. Realized my computer was still there. I was like, oh my gosh. Promise to be more prepared next time.
How are you?
I'm good.
Doing time.
Still waiting for Jerry, correct?
Sure.
One more? Yes, yeah.
We have a quorum now, so we can get started.
Okay.
You know, Jared was out of town. He was gonna try to patch in, but. Okay, and I think we are live and we are recording, so. Let's kick this off.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call this hearing of the Umatilla Planning Commission to order. A sign-up list is available for those who wish to testify. A person must testify either orally or in writing in order to be considered a party to the decision and have the opportunity to appeal. Copies of the applicable criteria are available from staff. The Planning Commission must base its decision on these criteria. Testimony and evidence must be directed towards these criteria or other criteria in the plan or land use regulations believed to be applicable to the decision. Failure to raise an issue with statements or evidence sufficient to afford us and other interested persons an opportunity to respond to that issue may preclude appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals on that issue. If new information is presented at the hearing, you may request a continuance to allow additional time to respond. You may also request that the record remain open. A request must be made while the record is still open. Thank you. Procedures for the hearing and the order of presentation are as follows. 1, staff will summarize the application. 2, the applicant may present testimony. 3, public testimony in favor of the application. 4, public testimony in opposition to the application. 5, neutral testimony. 6, rebuttal testimony from the applicant. 7, record closes. 8, deliberation. 9, Planning Commission vote and decision. That concludes the introduction. We'll begin with the first business item on tonight's agenda, which is. Yep. Okay.
I need to do a roll call here.
Okay.
So, present this evening, Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Here.
Commissioner Puerta,
Here.
Commissioner Noble or Chairman Nobles is excused this evening, Vice Chair Jones. Or excuse me, Commissioner Jones
Here.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Here.
Rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. for Planning Commission meeting October 28th, 2025.
I move that we accept the minutes.
I second that.
Okay, and we need to vote by roll call, correct?
Yes. Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. And next is Planning Commission minutes for December 18th, 2025. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, we just need to vote for approval.
I motion to approve the minutes for December 18th, 2025.
I second that.
Okay, second by Puerta. And Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye. Okay, next is new business. We have election of officers, but since our chair and city planner is not here, I suggest that we table that and vote at the next, move it to the next meeting. Is that possible?
Do we need to make a motion?
Let's go ahead and make a motion if you can to table this to the next meeting, which is scheduled for April 24th, I believe.
Okay.
So I take the practice up.
Oh, what's that?
Do you wanna
Make a motion.
Oh, okay. I motion to move it to the next table.
Table it until the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. I motion to table it into the next meeting.
Oh, I said.
All right, now for the roll call, Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, motion passes. Next on the agenda is conditional use CU 625 Northwest Steel. Can we have the staff report?
Yeah, just a quick update on this. So this is a conditional use applied for in 2025. It's essentially an application for a business and a temporary office structure at the. Yeah.
I realized I did not read the chair statement
Oh,
before.
please read the chair statement.
Is there a challenge to the jurisdiction of the Umatilla Planning Commission to hear this matter? If so, please state the challenge at this time. Are there any conflicts of interest or personal biases to be declared by a commission member? If so, please state the bias or conflict at this time. Okay. Has there been any ex parte contacts regarding the upcoming matter that a commission member needs to declare? If so, please state the ex parte contacts at this time. Okay, now we call for staff report.
Okay, thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Good evening. For the record, Zach Ratkai, Community Development Director. The item brought before you this evening is a conditional use approval for Northwest Steel. The project is located on the southeast corner of Highway 730 and Highway 395. And this is a business to sell sheds. Essentially, it's just a general application for business on this property with a temporary office building on site. Staff reviewed the application and offered findings and conclusions as well as recommendations in the staff report presented to you for review, and staff recommends approval as presented. We do have the applicants in the audience if they wish to make a presentation.
All right. And is this, we can ask questions at this time, correct? Of you?
Yeah, unless they want to say a few words,
Okay.
or yeah, you can ask questions of me,
Yeah,
I
is
guess.
there any questions for the staff? No? Okay. Would the applicant like to present testimony? Oh, actually, if you could go
Yeah,
up
if you
to
could.
the podium and if you could state your name, your full name and your address for the record.
And make sure the microphone's on too.
There we go. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anthony Villegas. I'm the owner of Northwest Steel Building Structures. I'm going to be the person that's going to be out on the Umatilla lot. And just stay my business, like Zach said, is selling old hickory sheds and carports. So that's all I have to say for right now.
Great. Could we get your address for the record?
Address meaning as It's, oh, my home
Home
address? Okay, because the law didn't have an actual address. So my home address is 630 Southwest 3rd Street, Oregon, Oregon.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any public testimony in favor of the application? Any public testimony in opposition to the application? Any neutral testimony? Okay. This is your opportunity if there's any rebuttal testimony from the applicant, but there isn't any other testimony, so. Okay. And then, do we need to vote to close the record?
That's a very interesting question.
Yep.
We might as well just go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So doesn't hurt just to have that extra on there. Yes, so call the vote for
Okay, so we
closing
need
the
a motion to
record.
close the record.
Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones, and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye. Okay, so deliberation. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. Any questions or? No, it seems,
I've seen it up.
yeah,
It's an urban. so-
yeah. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a nice addition for the community.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
okay. So we need a vote. Would someone like to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the report and recommendation of the conditional use of CU -6-25.
I'll second that.
All right, and for the roll call, Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, next on the agenda is Verizon conditional use CU -1-26. Is there a challenge to the jurisdiction of the Umatilla Planning Commission to hear this matter? If so, please state the challenge at this time. Are there any conflicts of interest or personal biases to be declared by a commission member? If so, please state the bias at this time. Has there been any ex parte contacts regarding the upcoming matter that a commission member needs to declare? If so, please state the ex parte contacts at this time. Okay, we could have the staff report.
Okay, yes, thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Once again, for the record, Zach Ratkai, Community Development Director for the city. So the applicant for this project is Verizon, and this is a modification of an existing conditional use over in the Hash Park area of the McNary neighborhood. This conditional use actually came in 2004. The applicant is proposing to upgrade some equipment and provide enhancement for the communications in that area as well. This application will not increase the height of the building, the footprint of the building, or really provide any significant visual impacts upon its completion to the area. So essentially, the way our code is written, conditional use has to go through, if you modify it, has to go through the conditional use process again as well. Staff reviewed the applicant's narrative, their application. We presented findings of fact and conclusions, as well as a recommendation of approval to the Planning Commission this evening. We do have the applicant present to speak to the item. And that concludes the report of staff. I'll stand for questions at this time.
Any questions? Okay, do we have? Okay, is the applicant here to present testimony? Okay, if you could state your name and your address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Ed Fournier. I'm the permitting agent for Verizon Wireless. Address is PO Box 302, Bend, Oregon 97709. Just a bit of history. I've actually been on this property before, going through the initial CUP back in 2004. I was the individual that processed that application and also entered into the lease agreement with the city at that time. And I believe this was a modular facility, not the building this evening. So I've got a little history of the site. I'll endeavor to be brief, as was mentioned by staff. This is a addition of technologies that's occurring at the site for existing FCC license frequencies. In fact, this type of upgrade is occurring throughout the state. And I'm working projects like this throughout 3 states in the Pacific Northwest. As was mentioned in the staff report in section 2, this is a minor modification to an existing site. Most jurisdictions, it's an administrative process, maybe just a building permit, but again, because the way the code is written, anytime you have a conditional use, if you modify a conditional use, you go back through that process again. So a little bit atypical to be before you this evening, but really a minor modification to a existing facility. The proposal complies with applicable city code, as staff mentioned in their report. I also want to note that the application complies with applicable federal code as well as an eligible facilities request. I won't get into the chapter and verse of the federal code because there's concurrence with staff. But again, it complies at the local level, it complies at the federal level as well. Verizon fully concurs with the staff report findings in section 3, the summary provided in section 4, and the conditions of approval as listed in section 5. Given this, it's asked that you approve what is before you this evening, and I can certainly answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the applicant?
I have none.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any public testimony in favor of the application? Any public testimony in opposition to the application? Any neutral testimony? Rebuttal testimony, but no other testimony. So can I have a motion to close the record?
I make a motion to close Verizon conditional use CU-1-26.
I'll second that.
At this time, public hearing is closed.
Okay.
So do we have a motion on the item at hand?
So we just need to deliberate. What do we think?
Weren't we supposed to vote?
Well, we have to deliberate.
No, we vote.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So any questions of the commission or any discussion after hearing from staff in the end?
The fact that it's not changing anything, not changing the sight line seems pretty,
That's right, and I looked at where it's at on the map.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be bothering.
yeah, just adding something to the building. So, okay. So would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use of Verizon.
CU-1-26.
CU-1-3626. I second that.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll go for a roll call vote at this time. So Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the comprehensive plan map amendment and zone change, PA-1-26. And this is a legislative land use, and so I need to read this introduction. A sign-up list is available for those who wish to testify. A person must testify either orally or in writing in order to be considered a party to the decision and have an opportunity to appeal. Copies of the applicable criteria are available from the staff. The Planning Commission must base its recommendation on these criteria. Testimony and evidence must be directed towards these criteria and other criteria in the plan or land use regulations believed to be applicable to the decision. Failure to raise an issue with statements or evidence sufficient to afford us and other interested persons an opportunity to respond to that issue may preclude an appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals on that issue. If new information is presented at the hearing, you may request a continuance to allow time to respond. You may also request that the record remain open. A request may be made while the record is still open. Procedures for the hearing and the order of presentation are as follows. 1, the staff will summarize the application. 2, the applicant may present testimony. 3, public testimony in favor of the application. 4, public testimony in opposition to the application. 5, neutral testimony. 6, rebuttal testimony from the applicant. 7, the record closes. 8, deliberation. 9, planning commission vote and decision. And so let me read this statement. Is there a challenge to the jurisdiction of the planning commission to hear this matter? If so, please state the challenge at this time. Are there any conflicts of interest or personal biases to be declared by a commission member? If so, please state the bias or conflict at this time. Okay. Has there been any ex parte contacts regarding the upcoming matter that a commission member needs to declare? If so, please state the ex parte contacts at this time. Okay. All right. Can we please have staff reports?
Yes, thank you, Madam Vice Chair. And once again, for the record, even though it's me and it's just an intimate audience this evening, Zach Rakhai, Community Development Director. So the item brought before you this evening is a rezone and plan amendment for the aforementioned property. This is actually in pretty well the same neighborhood that our first application was in, on the north side of the northwest side of the intersection of Highway 730 and Highway 395. And the applicant is requesting at this time to change the zoning on 2 of the parcels from single family residential to general commercial to develop an RV park in that area. This is formally on tax lots 800, 900, and 1100 of the assessor's map 5N2816A. And the process we have this evening, it's one of our legislative processes. So this item has gone to the state DLCD, Department of Land Conservation and Development, with a 35-day notice prior to this hearing. We have not received any comments from the state at this time, as well as this is really a recommendation of approval of the Planning Commission's decision, a recommendation to the City Council, the hearing for which is scheduled I believe the first one in May at this time, so I can pull up that date as well. So staff has reviewed this amid our criteria in the code, as well as the 10 goals of the state planning law. We do have a recommendation and findings of fact presented in your staff meeting or staff report. And we do recommend that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation of approval to the Umatilla City Council for this item. We do have one condition on the property, because zoning from residential to commercial is typically from the state planning goals of providing more housing for the community. That kind of it's I don't want to say it's controversial or anything, but it's just one of those where if the intent is for an RV park, then to provide temporary housing or short-term housing for people in the community, and just address some of the need that we have for this type of housing in the community. We do have a condition on the property that a condition of the approval of this zoning map amendment, they shall be limited exclusively to the development use as a recreational vehicle park as defined in the Umatilla City Code. So that concludes staff's recommendation. A little bit more complicated than the other 2 items. So if there's any questions, we're happy to answer them.
I'm not sure if this is the appropriate question at this time.
Would we then take Scalpenhorn Road and make it a through road?
Yeah, there's a couple of layers to this project with the
sense.
applicant. Yeah. It may not necessarily be a through road, but certainly access to this property would most likely come off of Scalpenhorn.
Right.
However, this evening we've got just the rezone on the process there. This property would have to go through a subsequent replatting process, as well as a site plan process. At that time, we would address traffic standards and access points.
It just mentions right here. Roadway with a capacity, blah, blah, blah. The site has a view of the Columbia River and a walking path to the trail system of the Engineers Park. So that's what I'm saying, is like it seems like it would be we would need to make Scalpenhorn a through road like it used to be. It used to go all the way through to the park.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that's the future plan, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, and we can certainly incorporate that
Yeah.
statement into the record. That'll be forwarded on to city
It
council.
would make sense to me.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions for staff?
What about the infrastructure when it comes to like access to water and all that? Has that been figured out or?
No, that would be figured out at our subdivision and site plan.
That's the next-
Areas there. I think the process with the applicant was to ensure that the zoning would allow for the RV park before you begin the subsequent processes of planning the land, utility access, vehicle access.
So even though the site plan is included here, we're not actually approving the site
Yeah.
plan. We're just approving the zoning.
Yes, exactly. The site plan was a conceptual example. We have applicants bring in, do you have a concept for the property to kind of show the vision of the ultimate development? And that's why that was included at this time.
Any other questions?
And we do have an applicant representative here this evening as well.
No? Okay. Okay. Would the applicant like to present testimony? You could please state your name and address.
But for the record, my name is Tamara Mabbott, 80379 Zimmer Lane, Hermiston. And I'm here on behalf of Mark Keith, the landowner. He's in Mexico having fun. So I didn't get invited to that. So anyway, thank you for having us here this evening. We've been anxiously awaiting and appreciate that you're volunteers. At my day job, I'm a planner in an adjacent county, and it's a lot of work to be a planning commission member, but this is about as efficient as it gets. So let's keep that cadence going tonight. So I will tell you, I didn't present a PowerPoint or additional maps. Mark and I reviewed the record. We concur with the staff report, and including the condition of approval that would limit this to an RV park. When we met with the planner and the community development director, going back, I think, to September, we suggested an overlay zone to limit it to an RV park, and that was an option in front of them. They included the condition, and that's just fine because Mr. Keith intends to develop an RV park. There's a water line running through the property, and the city sewer line is close. And those are all details that we would present as part of the conditional use permit application. So in the staff report and in the application, we reference the city's buildable lands inventory, which had this little teeny, like less than 1% demand for RV parking, which is also why with your staff support, we said, well, we're changing it from residential to commercial, but it really is kind of a niche, if you will, residential development. So Mr. Keith and his former wife, who passed 4 years ago, you probably knew Jennifer, they weren't sure what they would do with this property. They've had lots of visions and lots of ideas. The large house on top, which used to be Jennifer Armstrong's clinic, this is just on the other side, so the north-facing slope. Mr. Keith's idea is an RV park would be ideal for a number of reasons because there's such a high demand for RVs, so much construction really for the foreseeable 10-year period. And we're still working on the access. I wrote down a note here about the through street for Scalpelhorn, and I don't know if that's an option, but we can sure look at that when we come back. If you agree to with staff and recommend the city council approve it, we can look at that option. We have an expectation we'll have to do some traffic study because RV parks generate a fair amount of traffic. And we asked Mr. Keith to draw up just a sketch. So that's why you have this in your packet, just to give you a visual for what it might look like. And that didn't include a through street with Scalpelhorn, but we'll certainly work with your staff and the fire chief and the county. If it's not a through street, some sort of turnaround that's appropriate for emergency vehicles and other vehicles. Where Scalpelhorn dead ends, one of my favorite features of that property is people who would be staying at the RV park can just walk across that footbridge across the irrigation canal. It's the Bureau of Reclamation Canal. And you're right there at Engineer Park, or all those really nice park areas down by the dam. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else. I'd be happy to answer questions, but as Mr. Retkai said, this is the first step. And if you agree and the city council agrees, then we'll put together the conditional use permit application, traffic study, and all those other pieces for that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Any public testimony in favor of the application? Public testimony in opposition to the application? Neutral testimony? Rebuttal testimony? Okay, and a motion to close the record?
And make a motion to close the record.
I'll second that.
Okay, all right, deliberation.
I have nothing.
Do have a motion, so I will do a roll call.
Oh, okay.
Let me just catch the time that we close the record. Okay, Commissioner, motion on the table to close the public testimony portion. Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
I will say the project looks, I was impressed by all the things that he had sketched on there, and looks ambitious and could be a very, a great addition to the community, food trucks and tiny houses and, eventually if he does add all of that. So, yeah. Yeah, I gathered that from the sketch, so. Yeah. So, anything else?
No, I think I would say, I guess this is kind of a question. If it does get approved, what is like the timeline that you guys are shooting for?
3 months ago would have been idea.
Yeah.
In fact, it's been super popular about that also, just because waiting for the forum, et cetera. We also have to get Mr. Fleet to spend enough time. To work on the other pieces, so I would imagine late spring or early summer, we would have an application. Is it a safe?
I believe it's a conditional use, but we will have a subsequent application of some sort. Yes.
Vacate those to start with property. Summertime's a great time to build. Right now would be a nice time to be out moving dirt because the room's settled and everything, but that's not my problem with us. So as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd like to, he wanted some space and put it out this spring and just waiting.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Definitely there's a big need, so. Yeah.
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 Noble's RV, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, we just need a motion to vote.
This is where the approval hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. I motion to approve plan amendment PA-1-26.
I second.
Okay. All right, on the roll call here, Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye. Motion passes.
Fantastic, thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is commissioner information and discussion.
Yeah, so we do have Commissioner Puerta has joined us in another position to serve out the term for this year. We do miss Chairman Nobles this evening, but he'll be back the next one. And we do have a new commissioner, Jared Tesh, as well for position 1, who couldn't make it tonight. So we'll be looking to do some onboarding with our new commissioners, but as I always promise, we'll have some training and other information that we'll get out to you as well. I know we do have some new computers coming out too, so we will connect those with those who do not have a computer right now for the Planning Commission hearings. We will be looking, we already have items slated for the April meeting as well. So things are picking up staff-wise. We seem to be getting submittals, a couple of them per week, and we're just doing our best with everything we have. Through a grant process last year, we are now working with the state of Oregon and a consultant on an update to our housing needs analysis, which was some of the criteria we used for the last item on the agenda this evening. Our last housing needs analysis was 2019, so we're going to be doing a kickoff meeting just at the staff level on Friday. And there will be some public outreach, community outreach to go along with that, as well as updates to the Planning Commission as well. So that might be some information we bring in April, is just what is a housing needs analysis? Why do we need one? And what the path ahead is for that as well. In addition to that, we received a grant to have a consultant come in and update our zoning codes on the basis of what comes out of the state and the state house down in Salem. So some of the legislative changes at the state level of allowances in zoning, different types of development that are allowed. So we were looking to take a look at our codes to make sure that we are on the up and up with the state regulations as well. So we got those items coming through, and yeah, just looking forward to working with you all in 2026 and having some good actions here.
What's the latest on the business center?
Oh, yes. So the business center, we're looking, probably an opening in 6 weeks. I'm still hesitant. When I got here in August, we were going to be in there in November. So, but we are definitely finishing up soon. We do have 3 applicants for our business incubator program. We have 3 spaces there. So Maricela Morales and I, our community development manager, who's here this evening, we'll be meeting with those applicants just to kind of fine tune their applications and see where we can place them as well. We do have tenant space upstairs that we are designing, and we do have some interested people there that are slated to move in. So I'm getting the eyeball from one of them right now. So yeah, and as from a staff level, we're really excited to move into some new offices, have new settings, and not be working 2 and 3 and 4 to an office like we are at City Hall as well. So we'll be looking on Friday, May 8th to do a ribbon cutting. So invitations will be sent out to the community. We're looking to have sort of an event that evening with music, food, ribbon cutting, tours of the facility, and really open it up to the community as well. And then I guess on new city development, a couple of weeks ago, we did break ground on our new police station, which is going directly behind the current police station. So we are working with our construction team on getting that project built as well. So pretty excited to have them coming in. So
yeah, very exciting. Okay, anybody have any questions?
I actually wanted to ask, so Nancy Miranda was talking about training for planning commissioners. Is there anything? And she mentioned something could come up for in Seaside, for it'd be like a
yes, we're keeping an eye out on that, whether it
Okay.
comes from League of Oregon Cities or the Oregon chapter, the American Planning Association. So
Okay.
I know there's usually a summer event and there's a fall event as
Yeah.
well. So even just our general planning conference that staff goes to is open to elected and appointed officials as well. So as we see those opportunities, we'll get them out to y'all. Kind of go from there. But I haven't seen, unless I just haven't looked or found the right one, a formal like group training of planning commissioners. But we're on the eye out for those kind of training events and everything. And it's always good to network with your counterparts from around the state too. And you guys can complain about your staffs and things like that, so there you go. But yep. So we have an eye out for that.
Have any questions?
I just want to remind everyone to complete your statement of ethics. I did mine.
Oh, yeah.
What does that do?
By the 15th of April.
Yeah, it doesn't take
Yeah,
hardly any time at all.
I
so-
always forget.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just, it's finicky, so you really have to make sure all your little boxes are checked
Yeah.
and stuff, or it'll frustrate you.
Yeah, good reminder.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you get that, Carmen?
No, do I get it in the email?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should get
You
it.
need
now.
to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it asks you a lot of questions, and it's one of the Oregon State like forms, so it's old.
Yeah,
But
We can make sure we get that out to
Yeah.
you as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good. Anything else?
No.
Okay, okay. Discussion items is the next on the agenda.
Nothing formal from staff this evening. So
Okay. All right,
great.
okay, then we are adjourned.
did we
Thank
move
you.
to adjourn?
Do we need to move to adjourn?
We should.
Okay.
I'll move that we adjourn.
I second that.
So who did the motion? Sorry.
Here.
Jones. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we'll
Yeah.
take a roll call on adjournment. Commissioner Leon Tejeda,
Aye.
Commissioner Puerta,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Cooper.
Aye. Now I can gavel.
That reminder.
Adjourned at 7:12.
Get on.